Hey everyone, welcome to the Babylon Bee interview show. I'm Kyle Mann.
I'm Adam Yenser.
And today we talked to half of the Newsboys.
Yeah, we got Michael Tait, the lead singer, and Duncan Phillips, the drummer.
Yeah. They got a new album coming out, Stand. It's the deluxe edition of their other album, Stand. And they got they're touring around the U.S. and 3 performances in New Zealand in November, and then they're touring again in the West Coast in January. And they got 2 new songs out, King of Kings and Jesus Did. So now that we got all that out of the way, we get to go to the interview now. They were really funny.
They were awesome, yeah. Talked about their careers and their new music, and yeah.
Yeah, so here we go. Check it out. This is the big one, boys. We talked to the Newsboys. Boys.
Awesome.
Nice
Let me start by saying, Babylon Bee is pretty colorful.
We're going to put that as our new quote on our website. The review.
It's very witty. I don't know who writes most of those things. Pretty colorful. It's good. It's good. And that's why we are interested in this interview, because you guys are colorful. You never know what to expect. You never know what you're going to get. But that's good. It's good. A new twist on something. And it's Love it. Really? Are you sure? I don't know.
I like that. I don't think anybody's ever described us as colorful before. And you're picking your words very carefully, it feels like. So,
man, variety. You do these days, right? Variety is the spice of life.
That's it, man. That's it. Well, you know, we're a Christian culture podcast. You know, we talk about all kinds of, Christian culture stuff, Christian music.
But in a colorful way.
In a colorful way, we've been told.
In a colorful way, apparently. Exactly.
And we've never talked to the Newsboys, which is, that's like the elephant in the room when you're talking about Christian culture from the 90s all the way through today. You look at most bands in the 90s, Christian bands back then that I was into, I got a 5-iron Frenzy tattoo on my lower back. And I faded away a little bit. So, I mean, what was the key to longevity for the Newsboys?
Yeah, so we always say we will evolve until we dissolve. The Stones are still around, for God's sakes. I don't know what the key. There's a key to longevity. I just know that we've stayed consistent to our craft. We feel called to this by God, so that's timeless, if you put it that way. I think there is. I think a part of it is we so still love what we do. We're so very passionate about what we do, and we just keep on turning up. I think a part of success is. You just keep on turning up, and that's what we've ever done. We just did a show this last weekend, and I felt like a 16-year-old kid up there. Me too, yeah. It was just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm playing a show. Like we actually enjoy doing shows, and as they say in England, we stay trendy. We try, in a good way, in the sense that we try to keep up with what people want to hear, where they are, where music is, and being conscious and aware, of what's in the room or what we can bring to the room.
And you probably live a similar lifestyle to like Mick Jagger and Keith Richards, right? So
totally, pretty much. Absolutely, no doubt about it. Yeah. I came on my helicopter today from my pretty good life. 10 million. You told me it was 5 million. No, it's 10 million. I lied to you. Dang it.
Now, Duncan, I know you've been with the Newsboys longer. What were the early influences, musically speaking, for the? I mean, it was such a. I had the cassette tape for "Take Me to Your Leader." That was like, well, I had "Free at Last," and I had "Jesus Freak," of course, and I had "Take Me to Your Leader." Those were like my cassette tapes growing up. So it's so alternative when you listen to it now. We had Sandy Patty, and we had Amy Grant, we had Michael W. Smith, and God bless all of them. But this was so out there and different from all that stuff.
Well, it was. I mean, we were guys I grew up in the 80s. That was my first love, was 80s music. DC Talk was probably his biggest influence.
Yeah, absolutely.
I go, no. I'd have to go with no on that. Oh, I'll be quiet. No, but DC Talk are awesome. Still are awesome. I mean, I grew up ELO, the Cars, the Clash. I mean, all those kind of real... I mean, Gary Newman, remember Farnham? How about John Farnham back in the day, In Excess... Men at Work, it goes Midnight Oil, it goes on. And it was such a great time to be alive and playing music and listening to music. So we had all these influences. I was a massive In Excess fan. Loved Michael Hutchence. And me too. Just the whole vibe was so stinking cool. Hey, little sister, what have you done? Billy Idol? Hey, little sister, who see? Okay.
Okay. So anyhow,
I wear my sunglasses.
see what I got to deal with?
I can.
Sorry, Hart.
Yes.
Yeah. So we grew up with that, love pop music. And I think we were always very aware, coming up through the 90s and Nirvana hit, and that was that whole guitar driven, had all these angst. And so we were kind of influenced, even though I think Newsboys was definitely its own bag. It was definitely its own thing.
Yes,
you knew as soon as you put the radio and Newsboys song, that's Newsboys. You just knew because we had our certain sound. We're very unique in that way, but we are absolutely influenced by everything that we were hearing at the time.
Yep.
No doubt.
Well said.
Yeah, and it's interesting that you pull mostly secular bands for that, because that is the vibe that you get, that it wasn't like we're going to make this Christian thing that's going to do the same sounds that these other Christian bands are doing. It was like an authentic, influence from outside,
I mean, for us, if it was good, it was good.
Right.
And there was so much in the 80s, 90s, so much really good music coming out.
Man.
And, I don't know. I never really, when I was a kid, when I first started playing in these bands, first started Newsboys, when we first came to America, that's when we got categorized. Well, you sing about faith, so you're a Christian band.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, whatever. But growing up in Australia, it wasn't quite as defined. So we get out, we play in a club or a pub somewhere, and we play all the covers, but then we throw in our songs in the mix of it.
That's what it should be.
So it's kind of, maybe we kind of didn't grow up in Nashville, so have that whole Nashville thing. No, there's anything wrong with that. Love Nashville, and love the whole music industry here.
I never got that part though. Like when they would categorize you. You're right, because it's like, Toby and I years ago, we were looking when we first got our records and our CDs into a Tower Records. We thought, oh man, we've made it. We're in Tower Records. But of course, it was in the Christian category, which is still making it, whatever. But I was like, Tina Turner's Buddhist. Why is she not on the Buddhist rock?
Yeah.
That's not those guys.
Anyway.
Do you ever see the South Park where Cartman creates a Christian band?
Yes.
Did you guys use that strategy at all? Just taking all the old songs and just replacing Jesus?
Pretty much nailed it right there, buddy. That's good.
Oh, that's a soundbite right there. That's going to be.
That's good. Good job.
Yeah, the Newsboys endorses South Park. Is the name of our episode now.
Wait a second.
It's a colorful show.
It's a colorful show, as Michael Tait might
That's
say.
right.
Colorful people.
Yeah.
Hey, that's another reference. You didn't grow up with Christian music, so you don't know any of these references.
DC Talk, I knew. I don't know much after
All right.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So you know him, but you don't know him.
Well, and I know of the album Jesus Freak.
Yeah.
But I was more into secular music growing up.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What?
Secular music.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, as we were prepping for this interview, we had an internal debate. Are there 4 Newsboys or 5? There's 4, guys.
Unless you're the 5th one, you're not telling me.
Yeah, it's 4 guys. I mean, back in the day, in the 90s, late 90s, there was actually 6 guys in the band. And then our bass player left. Our bass player left just before we were going to go over to China and play some shows over there. So then we went to 5. And then another guy left, 12 years ago?
Yep.
12 years ago, Pete left.
Yep.
Michael came on board, and even our road manager, our production manager, tour manager was with us
this weekend.
Fresh this weekend.
Yeah.
And he said he's been out with another tour. They've got 20 guys on stage. Like, great. It's a great outfit. But he said there's so much power when there's 4 guys on stage, and it's like nothing was muddy. Everything speaks
1 + 1
sonically.
1 + 1 = 7.
Well,
6,
really, and he said it was so powerful. It's actually more powerful than having 20 guys on stage, because everything is allowed to breathe sonically.
Yeah. It depends what they're doing too. If you have 4 guys like the Beatles, like U2, a band that's 4 guys, everybody's got to be doing their part well.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
be like,
that's
you
true.
can't be.
There's no slacking. There's no second or third guitars that you can just goof off and do that. There's none of that.
No smoke breaks.
The
buddy.
guitarist is the guitar. The drums are the drums. And of course, vocal is vocal. So it's there's a lot more pressure, but it can be very, I think, equally or more powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when you have 3 people like DC Talk, you all have to be really good.
Well, some might say. I like him to the band 3 Dog Night. So
Great.
every guy's his own guy, and it's
Well, you guys are very unique. You all each brought something to the table that the other guy didn't have, you know.
Yes, so unique that we.
It's so unique that you split ways. I mean, that's how you work. Hey,
That's another interview.
for another time.
Another time and place.
Who would win in a fist fight, you or Kevin or Toby?
In a fist fight against
All three, like
A big melee.
Throw you in a room, no weapons.
I'd probably overpower them. Toby's
so?
pretty coordinated. Kevin's got some power behind the punch.
Wow, you should tell that story.
You say it like you know.
Yeah,
like
can we hear this?
You've experienced this punch before.
Yeah, right.
Years ago,
There's a killer story. You guys on the road,
years
right?
ago on the road. DC before you came on.
Just
DC,
before I
DC
got there.
Talk
Yeah.
and Newsboys toured. We took the Newsboys out on a tour called the New School Jam. It was with us and Heather and Kirsten and
That was early
that's
90s. Like 90s.
Yeah, and then the twins, the Dynamic Twins, these two
Dynamic
black
Twins,
guys,
yeah.
hip hop guys.
Yeah.
And so we did this tour, and in the middle of the tour,
You guys were at a truck stop.
we had a
right?
show in Colorado, headed to California, couple days drive. So we stopped during the day to eat at Shoney's. We get to Shoney's. We've been almost on the bus all day long. This guy, that guy, me and Peter Pearl, this guy, that guy, this guy over there, changing back at truck stops, each other's buses, hanging out. And we get to Shoney's. Toby and Kevin had not yet arm wrestled. And this is bad. Kevin's going to kill me for this.
It's good.
So we're in the restaurant, and Toby's there, Kevin's there. All of a sudden, we go boom, and Toby goes boom. Takes it on easy. No problem. We're kids, 22, 23 years old. Then Kevin goes, and of course, ego kind of stands up. We think, I gotta do better than this. Then he gets back there again, and guys, the grossest thing on the planet happened. He fought it, then Toby's went, and all you heard was this, like this, it's a snap.
No.
And you saw Kevin's arm go like this. Compound fracture.
Right here, completely snapped.
Yeah.
He's bone in half, and he's.
Meanwhile, I'm going. Oh my gosh! No way! I'm freaking out. And Peter Furlan runs towards the Shoney's front door, hits the door, and passes out. Because
it was an absolute mess.
he was so freaked out by what happened.
It was a crime scene.
Yeah, it was like he just takes that boom and watch it just fall out of his sleeve. And Kevin's screaming every word in the book because he's insane beyond words.
But I don't think Kevin's ever forgotten Toby for that.
But the tour goes on. The tour went on.
Tour went on, yeah.
Christian bands are always known for going wild in Shoney's. They just
Hey,
always-
we ripped Shoney's up.
That's the Babylon Bee, I know.
Now, Duncan, do you ever get motion sickness on that spinning drum thing?
No.
And have you ever fallen off of it?
No, no. I've never fallen off, but I have got stuck upside down.
We did a show one time, and it goes around. Duncan's head goes down, boom, boom, and Duncan gets stuck. It was like at 7 o'clock.
But what happened? I got stuck on I was leaning up in the air like this, and I'm stuck. I'm like, oh my gosh! So I keep on playing. Finish the song.
He's still stuck.
Right, still stuck. So we the lights go out. Then I have about 4 crew guys come up, unstrap me, and said, lift me up out on my back, down off this thing, and off the stage.
It's like a stuck Ferris wheel.
And then we had to completely stop the show. Then we kind of got it back up manually, got it back down on the ground, and just started the show back up. Hey, we're back.
It's like a Spinal Tap scene or something.
I would like if someone had to operate it manually for the rest of the show. There's just someone there like
Spinning.
cranking it with their hands.
The mechanics, man. That thing's a beast. It weighs like 10,000 pounds. It's crazy.
It's not quite that, but
10,000 pounds with the main apparatus.
it's about 2 tons.
Yeah.
The thing. So it had to have all its weight, because when you have those spinning forces going out there, there's so much centrifugal force and so much weight. It's completely, changing its center of gravity the whole time. So it has to be really heavy, and then we've got legs on it underneath it to go really wide to make sure that it's not going to.
Thank you, Dr. Einstein, for that.
He asked.
Well, I'm teasing. Yeah. I'm totally teasing.
The Newsboys are going to split up after this interview.
They're going to break each other's arms again.
Babylon Bee breaks up Newsboys.
Thanks, guys. I'll come work for you guys.
Now, did any of you ever deliver newspapers, or are you just appropriating that culture?
No, I never did.
My brother did.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, never
Wake up at
paid.
4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Ride his bike, big old sack.
Yeah.
He never missed, he said.
Yeah.
Never missed
Yeah.
the yard.
Yeah.
He broke one window.
He never missed a yard. That's a big target. To hit a yard.
Wait, they were acre lots. So come on.
No. Okay. To back up, clarify, I lived on Capitol Hill all my life. I lived on Capitol Hill. We live in 1,875 square foot homes that were brownstones stuck together. So the yard was literally like a matchbox.
Yeah, well,
I
that
see.
only 20 feet wide,
Yeah.
maybe,
So
if that.
The newspapers always hit the ground.
always exactly.
Well, how did you guys get this inside theological knowledge that they don't serve breakfast in hell? Was that a special revelation, or?
Well, going back to those days, it seemed like there was a lot more. We had a lot more ability to do crazy stuff because we were considered an alternative band. We were not getting played on AC Music. We got played pretty much on CHR, which was kind of like the alternative version music. And so we just sang we sang the way we wanted, especially lyrically, the way we wanted to. And that was actually Steve Taylor. I don't know if you know who Steve Taylor is, but he, for many records, was almost like the fifth Beatle, you know.
Like a Bernie Taupin boy.
Well, he was. You're right. Exactly right. So he and Peter worked very, very well together. Peter wrote most of the songs musically, and then Steve Taylor will come along. And Steve Taylor, if you ever met him, he's an awesome dude, super creative, but super quirky at the same time. So with Peter's kind of pop sensibilities mixed with Steve Taylor's quirkiness, as far as lyrically, it was just a golden moment. I think in Newsboys past, I think it was real special. It was a real special time.
Live. Breakfast in Hell can never do live because just the words have to like connect for me. In that sense, I'm kind of basic, guys. Shocker. They have to work together for me to remember them, like word association. But it was like, squirrels and rabbits and in a tree and.
Well, they're not songs written by a vocalist.
Yeah.
There were songs written by a drummer. So all the cadence and all the rhythm of the vocals it's just out there. It's just wacky. Yeah. And of course, lyrically, but they were pretty wacky too. So being a world-class singer, he's like, what the freak is
too good for it.
I mean, we tried to do Breakfast and Shine.
I
and
kept Something Beautiful.
You did, something beautiful. But that kind of comes about.
But to answer your question, I'm pretty sure there will not be Breakfast in Hell. And if there was Breakfast in Hell, you probably wouldn't want it because it'd be burnt and you wouldn't be in the mood to eat it anyway.
Yeah. It'd be like Scorpions or something. But so Michael Tait only sings classy lyrics like I love rap music or something.
Hey, you know what? Hey, bro.
Exactly.
It's easy to follow. I told you basic, man. I'm a meat and potatoes kind of guy. But I guarantee one thing, it's going to be dang good. It's going to be dang good meat and potatoes, baby.
That meat and potatoes is filet.
Right.
Now, do you remember you performed at Christian Artists of the Rockies in 1996?
We need you to remember this specific
You have to think
performance.
hard. There was a teenager in one of the choirs. Do you remember someone named Jarrett LeMaster?
I tell you right now, Duncan don't remember that. Duncan don't remember half our crew guys' names. He won't remember that.
It's that Mick Jagger lifestyle,
yes.
I think.
Yeah, well, I know. No.
There was a young boy named Jarrett LeMaster who would one day go on to star in sketches on the Babylon Bee.
No way.
Yep.
That's scary to think that.
He was in one of the choirs, and he wanted to know if you remembered him.
He was in one of the choirs?
At Christian Artists of the Rockies in 1996.
Competing, right?
I don't know. I don't even know what this is.
He wanted us to ask this question. We're just excited to tell him that you don't remember.
We sorry, bud. Jared, we love you, bro. We love you in the name of the Lord. You don't know what you're talking about. I've only went there one time. I was a judge for like musical competition one year.
Yeah.
Sorry. Move on.
Sad. Not good.
We have a hard time remembering Jared ourselves.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, well, there you go.
Oh, come on. We love you, Jared, somehow.
Now, every time we talk to Christian artists, we always want to know what their coolest stories from the road are. And, you got any good inside baseball stories behind the scenes, hanging out with other Christian bands? Anything crazy that's happened other than, Kevin breaking his arm?
No.
That's pretty crazy. No. Hey, what happened on the tour bus stays on the tour bus.
Oh, okay.
Okay, BB. I can tell you some story about it. We got invites backstage. Some expletives are flown backstage right before we go on stage.
Oh, that was a great story, you guys, back in the day. So you should tell that story.
One day I'm gonna put it in my book. Before they were freaks, my book coming out. Before we were freaks, it's gonna be called. So I'll tell you about it then.
You're gonna make us pre-order your book that's not out yet to hear the answer.
Exactly. It's not written yet, but you got to pre-order.
It's not written yet, but okay. All right.
No, I want to find something juicy because we got silly stories. Like I missed it. One day I was on the toilet taking a number two.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah, number two, and the show started. 10,000 people in the arena. And I'm on the toilet, and dude, it was a rough. We had spicy food the night before, and
Indian.
I wasn't leaving that room anytime soon. And the band, the intro started, and the band was already playing, and I heard the song going, and I was like, mid situation, bro. And that's the story.
Well, that's the Babylon Bee. We don't get the top secret cool story, but we do get the number two while the concert. That's the Babylon Bee brand. That's our brand right there.
Just to help you understand this whole situation, is Michael has a very sensitive tummy.
Yeah.
So
I'm toast.
When it hits him, and he's got to do it. So it wasn't like he was being flighty or like, I'm going to go to the bathroom now because I can because I'm the lead singer. Wasn't that at all.
Oh, no.
It was just like, but we were all side stage. The intro was playing. So we thought any minute now, Michael's going to rock up, do the whole rock star thing. Hey, I'm here. And that never happened.
Happened.
We played the whole song without him, stopped the show. The show went dark. Michael comes walking into the arena at the back behind the stage, like,
had no idea.
Anyway, good times.
Awesome. So you guys have the album Stand. You have a new deluxe version coming out that has new tracks. You guys already got a couple singles out. So what's up with the deluxe version? You got a few extra tracks on there, something like that?
Yeah, deluxe, It's give the kids something.
It's deluxe. It's made out of gold or something. Or?
Yeah, the 10 songs. Yeah, 10 songs just wasn't enough. And we started to make the record we made it over the unexpected pandemic break, and I remember thinking
the scamdemic, right?
The scamdemic, yeah. Oh. Don't get too political. Yeah, but
that's our brand. We read you loud and clear. Our commenters are going to love that.
Don't get them good. but 10 songs.
What do you think of Dr. Fauci?
I plead the fifth.
I think Dr. Fauci knows what's up. He thinks of himself the way he thinks of himself. He is the way he is.
What, go in prison? Hey! I didn't say that.
Interesting cat. But yeah, so
the fake Newsboys.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Oh, fake news.
It's getting hot in here.
So we got a couple of songs on the but the record itself, it was by far, hands down, my favorite Newsboys record that I've been a part of. I had time to craft, think about the songs, work, and if it wasn't right to our likings, we thought, let's go back in and write the chorus again. That lyric ain't quite smacking yet. Let's do it again. Oh, that's hot. Let's do that. Let's do this. So we did that and made a 10-song record. And then we thought, man, I want to put extra songs on the record, but we couldn't because of.
Well, we ran out of time, basically, believe it or not. And then as you keep on writing, it's just like, oh man, this is a smasher. This is a smasher. So
we hope.
Yeah, well, you never know. Sometimes you think you know, but you never know.
That's the deluxe.
Yeah.
All the ones we couldn't get up there. So there you have it.
Got it. Are you guys planning on writing a song for God's Not Dead 17?
Dude, I can't wait to address this. It's gotten to the point of where, like, I stood at the Dove Awards, the Caleb Awards, when I do go, and they announce the movie, like, I want to hide under the seat, not because I'm obviously not ashamed of my God who changes my life daily. It's just because we were part of the first two. We thought, okay, cool. It's made its mark. That's cool. We had no idea that the company wanted to keep making these pieces and with different people also just going on. People think we're involved in every one of them. We're not, but it happens. So I think God's Not Dead. Obviously the song and idea is fantastic. It's a cry for believers to make a statement and to stand up in these dark, cray days. Because believe me, we are in a pickle in America. But the movie series could be God's leg. I think God's a lot, but the movie series probably.
Yeah, God's not dead, but the movie definitely not.
Yeah. But yeah, I would say we're just like, but they put them out there and people get them on DVD, whatever they call it.
Do people watch DVDs anymore?
I don't know. They sell them.
I haven't watched a DVD in years.
Yeah, me either, mate, huh? Hey, nah.
Yeah, nah.
Well, I think there's Blu-rays now. They came out about 15 years ago.
There you go.
So.
Yep. Got one of those. Doing nothing. We got it. That's my theater.
Collecting dust.
Yep.
Yeah.
And where do you guys live? Where you guys at?
We're in Southern California at a undisclosed location.
Okay, I gotcha.
For angry, people that. Yeah, I'm saying that.
Yeah, no, you can't see it.
We don't want Antifa to come for us when our guests say plandemic and stuff like that. So.
Would you call it a plan? Oh, scam.
Scamdemic.
Phillips, you can't say that.
Well, that's true.
People got sick from that and died.
Why do you want to know where we are?
No reason.
Because I'm nosy.
No reason at all. They just mess.
We're being silly because you guys bring it out of us.
Yeah.
The Babylon Bee makes me silly.
Coming up next, for Babylon Bee subscribers.
In the epic blockbuster film Newsboys, Down Under the Big Top, there is a scene where Phil Joel shares a hot dog with a canine companion, and while he chews on it, he suddenly pulls something out of his mouth and declares, "I thought I gave you the..." And then there's a word that we can't make out.
You hang out with the crazies, man. You're gonna be crazy, baby.
True. It's true.
That's pretty much a proverb from the Bible.
This has been another edition of the Bee Weekly from the dedicated team of certified fake news journalists you can trust here at the Babylon Bee. Reminding you that someone out there knows something about Carmen, and we're going to find them.